Better shake your booties for black girl nerves. Better shake your booties for black girl nerves.
Hi, Daisy. You look beautiful.
Hi.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I'm very interested in speaking with you about this movie because you're holding it down for all womankind. You have to, you have to represent for all of us because we've been wiped completely out. When you read those initial pages of this story, how did you react to it? And did you envision a world, a dystopian world without women?
Well, luckily, I do have Cynthia for some of it. But yeah, I think it's that interesting thing of luckily we're moving into a place of greater representation. So a lot of the time you're seeing not just one sort of woman on in a film. You could be like multiple variety of things. So it does feel, because Viola is one of the only women, it's funny because it's more retrospectively, I think, oh my God, because it's only one representation of the beautiful amount of women that we have in this world. So I weirdly didn't think about it so much. I thought the story was really interesting, and I thought ultimately, you know, this feeling of it being a warning as to what can happen if you let differences between people dictate how it is that you act towards each other and everything. But now I feel like, oh no, maybe I am doing it for all of womankind, and I hope I do us proud.
Yes, you definitely held us down because it wasn't looking too good in the first town for us over there, but thankfully for you. What's particularly intriguing about that is the hearing of the thoughts, and we can't hear yours in the film, but Tom's character and some of the other actors in the film, we get to see an actual physical representation of their thoughts. When you're shooting those type of scenes with each other, how do you march through those? What do you see? Because we're hearing it back and we see it in its form, and we see Tom's character, and we see things happening to represent the thoughts. What do you see?
So it took a little while to figure out what it was going to be, because a lot of it was eye line. So obviously I'd be like looking at Tom, and then I'd have to flick up because it was either going to be this side of the head or that side of the head. But I basically had Doug Liman shouting at me the entire time. So all of the noise that's in the film, I did have on set, which was really helpful. And for the most part, I was responding to the noise as opposed to the thing that the character was saying, because obviously the noise is much more honest than the characters. But it was really weird having to get used to the director of the film literally shouting at me for 3.5 months off camera. But then I think it's really cool how it's come together with watching it, because like as an audience member, I think it's like a bit strange for 15 minutes, and it's like kind of weird getting used to, and then you sort of get used to it, which is amazing because it's loud enough to be loud but subtle enough to not distract from the story, I guess.
Absolutely. And lastly, there's so many rigors to your role in addition to the intelligence and all these things. There's tremendous about stunts and running and a lot of things. What type of preparation did you do to get ready for the physical rigors of your role?
I knew there was going to be a lot of sprinting. So I was doing a bit of running stuff, but the main thing was learning how to ride a motorbike, which was awesome because I was learning how to do all like the skid things and stuff I didn't use it, but it was fun to do. And then we had to do swimming training because it was like, even though we didn't film on like the dangerous rapids, we did have to be able to get across a very fast moving body of water. And then the fight was meticulously choreographed, but obviously there's, you know, bits and bobs of this, that. And then actually one of my favorite bits to do was the zero gravity stuff at the beginning, because I was actually on wires. So I was sort of being hoisted around, but I had to make it look like it was zero gravity. So there couldn't be any sort of judders. So I got to do loads of stuff. It was awesome.
It was amazing. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate you. And looking forward to see the reactions to it.
Thank you. Take care.
Better shake your booties for black girl nerves. Better shake your booties for black girl nerves.